Hey all, this is Anosis and we are back. This is going to be part 3 of the Solar Cloud. You know, no fury, no sadness, no sadness, and no enemy skills. And stuff that we need to redo this fight because obviously we failed with the whole Ares thing. So that because of course Ares needs to be dead and stuff that, so we're not allowed to like do the Ares thing there. So we need to like hit all the barrels properly. I did the first battle correct, but I should have figured out that it's always the ones in the back when it's like further ahead and stuff that. And I'm gonna use a different strategy this time on the boss. We're gonna be doing a different strategy here. We most likely will begin with the limit breaking and we will start casting bolt basically pretty much. And then heal whenever necessary basically. To make the boss go faster. Because there's only 3 barrels you have a push basically and stuff like that unless you get stuck in a certain place. Because yeah. There's a way to almost make a barrel hit the Ares as well, you know. Something you can also do. I don't care what it is, I'm gonna bust him up. Because last time we just did a bunch of cross flashes all the time and stuff like that, right? Which is not really an effective way, you know, and stuff like that. Okay. Big bomber still does a lot of damage, so we hit both bolt now, boom. And I wonder if that gives us the limit break or not. It does cross slash. And we'll probably bolt again, or we cure, depending on how much damage the next one does here. If we does 100 to cure, if it doesn't, if 100. But because otherwise there's a risk that we would have died here. Big bomber. And then we hit with limit break. Slash, he's out of big bomber ammo. Now we hit with bolt here. And now basically we hit with bolt, he does an attack, we hit with bolt, he does an attack, and then eventually we cure once our health is low enough here. Because I believe that energy ball's damage is always fixed, the energy ball cannot crit. I've never seen it crit at least, you know. What did 60, okay. Bam. Need to cure no matter what now. Cure. Cross slash. Yeah, good boy. Now we start bolting again here. Anyway, I started blasting. So I'm functional and operational. We'll do another bolt here. Miss, that's what we like to see. That's very good. That's very good. We will probably not get to do another one though. Because I think one more bolt might be enough here. Next one will might be a limit break here. Yeah, defeat. Very good. Titan Bangle. Shibushki. It blows up. Yes. You fall down from that height and stuff that, and then here I go. Right, and you might say, oh, but what about the experience we got for Barrett and Tifa before? Yeah, I mean, the XP that we get for them doesn't matter. But the thing is, for example, the XP that we get for Claude is way higher than it should be, for example. But for example, for those battle against those slow enemies, if we would have spent the time killing both Barrett and Tifa in that very, very first encounter in that winding tunnel or whatever you call it, right? It would have taken an insanely long time. Stuff that due to the fact that those enemies slow you and stuff that, and then their turns are also very slow because they kind of slow themselves, and stuff that. Oh yes, you can make her run as well, and stuff that is something that you can make happen as well here. Right, and we equip the Titan Bangle, and then we remove that, and we put ice there instead, so we have ice all here. So we meet again. You were selling flowers. Thank us so much for buying my flowers. Yeah, eerie. Now, of course, all the weapons that we get for the other party members, we will just be able to sell immediately, which is going to be really, really good. So there's a lot of cash we'll be able to make. I would also say that there are some extra rules also that I'm going to add, like in the first boss, so you know what you're up for, and stuff that. Like, for example, like in order to enter Gold Source, I will need to get the golden ticket in order to even be allowed to enter it. And stuff that. Now, technically also, I don't know the first time you enter Gold Saucer if it's possible to get, right, like after you leave the Gold Saucer, if you were to go back in, can you then already acquire Omni Slash at that point? Is the question, because that means that we have to have the level 3 limit break also before we enter Gold Saucer. And we will need to have all the gear that we need to beat it. But I think getting, for example, Omni Slash on the very, very first one. Like, and people will say that, oh, Omni Slash disc one is not worth it, oh, it's so easy to do on disc two, and stuff that. That's like besides the point, of course, obviously. Because, yeah. So the first one is the back one, and then the wrong one there is the other one there, which is the one that you need to push for it to go down the stairs. Which will be the third one to push, so I already 100% know the order now. Right, make sure they don't get through. Engine's getting away. Attack! No! They're not as strong to pay me. I help. Haha! What the? Hold on a minute. Dunt, 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 Gwarg. Thanks, Cloud. And then it's this one. And then it's the closer one to do the other thing. Yuck! You help. Hold on a minute. Push better. Dark. Thanks, Cloud. And then we go to this one. Which hits down the stairs here because you will run into a guard. Okay. Why don't you just run away? You can run away at that point. Hold on a minute. No, really. Thanks, Cloud. Come on, get an encounter, please. I know that you can get encounters here. Noise encounter. Fuck your button, 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 fuck your button. This does a lot of damage. Boom. Stone Cold Gold. Defeated Stone Cold Gold. Aris, this way. We can get into encounters here, right? Yes. Aris. Blarg. Fire dance. Blarg. No. Hit Blarg. Fire dance Blarg. Cross slash. Shibushk. Ha. Blarg. Blarg. Bling. Blarg. Blarg. Tack. Bling. Dead. Fire Blarg. Stone Cold Gold. You defeat the Stone Cold Gold. Dunk dunk. It sounds like when you walk. And then they're absolute giants. Look how big they are in comparison to the roof. They're Turks. They're Turks. They want to steal your gunpowder. They want to erbjuda dem kebab och kebab. Wait, I said. She just does that so she can like shake her butt cheeks, Claude. Claude is like, funny, I know you have a giant fat ass. Yeah, because it's not something like normal people know about, you know. Go this way. Alright, and she's dead. That's very, very good. That's very, very good. Go in here. And we get this in now, which is when she's supposed to be a ghost and we even see her there and stuff that, you know, which is weird. Because if you pause here, You can see her. You can see like the ghosting and stuff that, right? It's weird. And it's of course the gate that I'm talking about, right? That you can be on the other side of that gate and stuff that. Like, imagine though if they like discover a way to like get past this gate already at this point, and stuff that. Imagine that, right? How cool that would have been. Right, we ice them. Like, ice to meet you. Yeah, that doesn't kill them yet. And I think they're in 1 melee hit now. Nice. Cross slaps. One, ooh, blag. That was a big hit though. Okay. Heal. We finally got to save. So we're gonna be using this one file until we leave Midgar, basically, pretty much. Yeah, you're not allowed past that point yet. And this is the guy with the tattoo closest to. Man has a tattoo, it's number 2. I definitely think that there probably was meant to be like a side quest there, maybe for like, for like sort of thing, but yeah. So first we do this, no one will find it, we need to look, I believe you need to actually do that so that you look and then leave money. Total Paradise number 1. And that will turn into the turbo ether, of course. It's going to be very useful. Pork. Talk to the pork. Talk to this guy. You want weapons? Weapon store over there. Can we talk to you? Toot. Next up, Midgar. Spookily. So that's how we're gonna buy the ghosts. And you could buy more type of mangle there if you want to. But we sell 2 ethers. We sell the antidotes. No, we do sell the Phoenix Down though. Yes. We're still keeping the potions, I think. Because the potions will have a lot of value later on. I'm curious though, can we buy high present tranquilizers here already? No. We could buy 10 though. Tents are going to be super important just to heal up before like certain boss fights. But let's go in here. Finally at Ares' house, which is absolutely beautiful. It has very calm music, which is Ares' theme. So you get an ether and we get color material, which is a big deal. So cover of course gives you plus vitality. But cover doesn't really do anything, but it's still 1 plus vitality. This is of course good. And one thing that would be very important, by the way, is the fact that that stealing stuff will become a very good way to make money during this run, unless you like run for ethers and stuff like that. Of course, yeah. There are going to be a few times when we are going to like run for certain things, and stuff like that, right? It depends on how powerful we are also at certain points. Like if we're powerful enough when we get to Nibelheim, then You know, of course, many similarities to Final Fantasy X in this, right? You know, stuff that the fact that her staffs are very similar, and it seems like they took the staff design from 7 and based a bunch of Yuna's weapons on them. I mean, the thing with Final Fantasy X that I was so disappointed in with Final Fantasy X is that if they ever do a remake, like every single weapon should have a unique look in that. Like all the weapons at least that are big and named and stuff that like, which is the main problem, right? Because they only had a few weapon models. Like Sonic Steel was one of the models. There are like certain base versions that are called something like the Sonic Steel is one of those are for like the speedy weapons. There's one that is default like the Yekt sword and stuff like that, right? The one sword that you get from Yekt and stuff like that. Because yeah. And then he remembers back then how his mother told him to seek out an old girl, and that is still with Ares. That Ares is actually older than Claude, if I remember correctly. I must have fallen asleep. Ocean and Phoenix Town. Right, and then you can actually gain negative points with her if you actually open the door. But let's actually do it anyway, because it's pretty funny. Dude, I thought the Zooks came back get some rest. That is just pretty fun, you know. But why is she like sitting there and waiting? Like, why is she like, you know, like it's always weird. Like, is she communicating with someone, you know? Okay, and then we go back in here, and we're still the Phoenix Town. And we need to make sure that we do not get chosen, by the way, in the place. I forgot, does he still sleep, or can we already get through way there? It's not until way later when you can get that, actually. I forgot, I think you might actually be able to already get it in oh man. Okay, and we need to finish her off again, of course, obviously. That's what she said. I'll finish me off, yeah. You do it, bitch. No. Oh, we get the house. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ice the entire party here. So that is very good. Yeah, Claude will take a bunch of damage from these, but this just makes it so much faster. Hell Bomber. Ice Stone Cold Gold. I think 2 ice casts will be enough here, actually. There we go. Don't take the risk, man. Don't take the risk. In case it doesn't happen late here. So nice. I mean, the XP isn't even that good from it. But of course, it's 200 gil a time from it, though, which is interesting. But I definitely wish that after you encounter one, you don't encounter anymore. Yeah, we're gonna keep. You know what though? We should be hoping for that one specific encounter here. So we can get kills that we need on Claude, so he can get his next limit break. Because I want to do that before we enter the sewers. Because the sewers doesn't really have any good encounters. And then we get to the first area that we can like steal stuff in. The first good area rather. Okay, that's a pretty decent encounter because the ice will kill those. Ice? Ice to me too. We use attack. So that's 3 kills right there. That's 3 kills right there. Another köstryckor. Ice. Fire, that's a bit spicy. Ice. So it gets like a double hit there. Sure. And if we keep her low level, you know, then that's very, very useful and stuff that, yeah. Yeah, we still haven't gotten the best encounter here and stuff that was interesting. Ice. There we go, there's no blade being gained. Blade beam is very good. I don't know theoretically though if blade beam is enough though. Is the question, you know. Like, will blade beam be enough? It's a big question. Can we take a break? Yes, we can. Oh, it's still here. And this is where she had her little cart or whatever with like flowers in them and stuff that, you know, because yeah. What's wrong with you? I never made it into Soldier. But the reason why Claude doesn't make it into Soldier is because that he is like physically built like Soldier, like Claude is tanky as fuck. But I'm guessing it's the smarts that failed him or whatever, right? Or something like that, you know. That chocobo looks way dirtier than the other chocobo stuff for whatever weird reason. And I believe that chocobo, someone figured out exactly what that chocobo is. Yellow is actually wrong. That chocobo is a different color for some reason, but yeah. But I wonder if the different colors that are used in the chocobo racing were all meant to have like functionality to it, you know. Imagine if it would have been like, oh, the snow is really deep here. We need a white chocobo in order to get over this snow or something like that. Like if they're gonna do something with the series, by the way, they're gonna do something with the series or with like the pottery or whatever, right? It would be cool if they like the different colored chocobos actually have different effects, or especially for the chocobo racing part, which I hope they change the way to is so it's more akin to the old like chocobo racing, not the game, right? You know, because there is a chocobo racing game, you know. But please make a Parasite Eve like 1, 2, like remaster square, please. Pretty please. Now a girl named T. Don Cornelius match. Go in here, actually. No, not in there. Oh, we're actually going here. And that's one of those lucky cats things. Wow! And I think we buy. I think 10 might be enough for the whole round. Maybe 10 tankeresses as well. I don't think we're gonna get to use that many, but it's better to have them now. Right, because also you might say, but oh, why buy them when we cannot use them? The thing is, they are in case we get, because apps can leak, for example, and that causes sadness. There are like several other statuses that we can get as well. And the only thing worth getting here is, I believe, the Mithril Armlet. That's the only thing we really care about here. Yeah, get the Mithril Armlet here. It's just an upgrade still because it has stuff like that. So now we have Mithril Armlet. Mithril Armlet is a pretty big deal over Titan there. Because the Titan Bangle is the first one with defense percentage on it and stuff like that, so yeah. Okay. Basically, what we want to do here is once we get inside, or once we do the stuff here, the side quest, we're gonna do the shortest version of the side quest pretty much. I think we're gonna do 14 squats basically. I'm gonna just count to 14 and then hope, you know, that that's enough. Okay, and I am gonna try and see how many squats he does. We're gonna basically just be counting his squats instead. Always wanted to be a pretty little girl. Yes. Make him the clothes. Something that feels soft and that shimmers. So basically he's gonna count his squats basically. Because we will have a counter for our own squats. How do you put this on? Ooh, oh. It's still not right. How does she, you know? Sexual innuendos. Right, then I'm gonna count his squats basically. You want to be cute? Haha, cute. Okay. Okay, let's practice. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think that's enough. Wow, he did 19 there. Doesn't really matter because I wanted to lose anyway. Right, and wig made from messed up hair. That's what she said. Right, and that's the only 2 things you actually need to do. But you lose out on a lot, you know, of course. Because by not getting chosen, of course, that means, of course, we get to do a few battles and stuff that, you know. Basically, what we want to be doing is get attacked by the enemy, and then build. We want to build the limit break, stuff that we want to build the limit break so that we get, so that we can cast blade beam, and then we're gonna keep doing it, you know. And I am gonna allow speed up though, depending on how long it takes, of course, how much damage they do, right? Because I'm not touching even that. I don't even touch the control stick there, yeah. It's so weird when it happens because you would think that it shouldn't happen and stuff that, and it's like really annoying, you know, and, you know. So keep in mind that hyper and tranquilizers are still allowed, except you cannot like be sadness or fury, and if you're ever saddened or if you're ever fury, you need to like cure it immediately. And stuff that's just going to be the rule. Now, of course, you might need to heal sometimes, right? First, like for example, like if you just took a big hit or whatever and you're low, you're not going to prioritize it over, you know, things. But yeah, I kind of wish though that they would have changed his portrait when you have this costume, and it would have been cool if they actually made an actual model both for the 3 characters costume, like in actual battle, in the actual old school way. Like what would this costume actually look like in battle, you know? And what if Claude used a different weapon, you know? What if Claude could actually use her like staff-like weapons in this costume or whatever, right? You know? Cloud. Nice huge jumps in the air. Yeah, why are you in the 6th dungeon? Did they abuse your ass already? And then they have hot coals there as well, you know. Right, but you know the T-Fax into those kind of thing, and how do you know that? Because like when you have like fucking things like water kicking and fucking dolphin blow. I see she's showing off her 6 legs in that costume even. It's gonna be very well ended up becoming like the basement music of like Resident Evil, like right, and Tifa needs to you know, bop 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 bop. And I believe, right, the one that gets chosen, I forgot if it has to do with the one that Claude likes the most, or if it just has to do with this combination of things. I think Tifa would actually get picked, because we went with, I mean, if I would have gone with the worst dress, like clean and, what is it, clean and shiny, I think it would have been nice, a cotton dress. Tifa, yeah. Yeah, she has her hair in a completely different way as well, in that costume and stuff that, you know. You guys, you got a girl. We pick up Phoenix down. Now I talked with all of them. Don't think you get out of this getting beat the fuck out of him. Yeah, there's actually more swear words to the game or something like that, you know. Cornelius Lackey, Blarg. Blarg! Speed up, boink, boink. Because otherwise this takes a very long time, very long time, very long time. It's gonna take a very long time to build an input up. Cure. Ow, 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 ow. Sidomo domo paddles. Sidomo domo paddles. No, sidomo domo paddles. Okay, Blade Beam and need to get in the back row. Blade Beam. Ooh. Shibushki. They don't have another cause, obviously. Cure. Another shoot instead. Now it's not longer me hitting. But that's because they're taking damage. 22, wow, that's a nice crit. Here's a big fish. Oh. Oh. Yeah, this is the time I will allow the 3 times speed. Right, just because we're just filling up the limit break like this to take like a really long time. A beam. I think this might be enough to finish the other guy as well here. So let's do blade beams down. I believe that technically he deals more damage, I think. Sure. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, this is not as bad because they do a lot more damage here. Scott's boom. Scott's is dead, boom. Actually, now it will take longer. We should have went for another guy first. Shidomo paros. No shidomo paros. No shidomo paros. Shidomo paros. Shidomo paros. Domo paros, para and I think now this might be enough here. So about that 4 blade beams total then. If that's the case. Yeah, 4 blade beams. Got 4 blade beam usages out of from that, which was pretty decent. And this one is just slightly more there. No! Haha, wait, you! Sitting so sideways. I'm so sorry. It's definitely that. I just wanted to act like I got a cute girl just once. Like I got a cute girl, yeah. It is. I feel sorry for Cornelius Black is actually and stuff that, right? You know, because you know, like he isn't technically mean. He's more like teasing. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna have sex with you. That's not what he wanted to do. Of course, obviously, you know, he wanted to do something else. You know. He wanted to act like a cute girl. It would have been fun if you. I forgot if you get to see the conversation that they're having or whatever. Voilà! We're asking questions now. What did you think about? I'll chop it all. So talk. Yes, you would have definitely taken that cigar and shoved up on their butt cheeks. Just like to catch avalanche. Plate. It's gonna go pee. Hyper, nice, and that's a free hyper. Because I'm sure when woohoo right. Whoa! And his wiggle. I love wiggle. Wiggle. Right, and he should have been like, haha, suck it, losers. Oh no, it's the old bed. Resident Evil. Yeah, he's head of course of urban development. Reeve Thusay, right? Or how do you pronounce it? That's actually meant to be his mustache and stuff like that, right? Like I always thought it looked weird, the black back when I was. Yeah. President of the United. Chugga chugga. Don't talk with her yet, so you have an opportunity here to smoke fools. Right. Ice on myself. And if hate herself. Lord. Ice herself. Blood. Sponge. And I think we start taking them out now because I think she'll be down her own here. That's good. And I think they were for money now. Good. Water gun. Always be seeing the Waterloo. Lord. Sure. Unbelievable. Water gun. Måste ha blivit break here. Nice. In the kills. Yeah, we're getting dangerously close to being automatic here. This is gonna be potions though, right? That's gonna be potions or not. The question is, do we leave Claude in the front row here? Or and we'll cast ice here. I actually changed the back row here as well. God damn it, piece of fucking shit! Control of fucking P-Swanks. That is so annoying, like oh, you just waste a bunch of turns. Right, we will use Blade Beam here. Let's speed it up here. So, maybe this kills them, I don't know. Cure. I think we can go for one more actually here. I think there's enough to get Clam Hazard here. The thing is though, I don't really want to waste an ether here. This is a bit problematic here. But I think we're gonna get the level up here. There we go, Clam Hazard again. So we have the Clam Hazard now. I don't really want to be using that ether though. And in worst case, as we go into back row here. For this side here. We might need to go into back row here, we'll see if I need back row or not. I'm gonna wait over here. I'm gonna see the damage take first here. Okay. Right cure. And that's cure, right? Yeah, we're actually gonna have to use an ether here actually. We're gonna sell that ether. Yeah, we need to use a hyper. If this hits. No, he keeps doing it, he keeps doing it. Okay, fine. They still didn't keep on licking. Sure. Hopefully we can defeat the boss in time here. Clam Hazard. Clam Hazard is gonna do a lot of damage actually. Because of the theory these. Ooh, boom. It wasn't that much damage, but we're not high level yet though, so you know. We just have the Buster Sword. Hit. Lick is not very good to see there. I'm hyping immediately here. Yeah, sadness. We could like theoretically run out of hypers, which would be really bad. Cure. No. Nice crit. Nice hit, load. Climb Hazard. Climb Hazard, but it's not really a climbing hazard or whatever. Right, and we heal. Anyway, I'm gonna be right back in the next one, which is going to be part